Boy, I tell you what, welcome to Thursday Thoughts. It is so great to be back at church, to be able to sit in the sun and have some coffee. I was out driving this morning, driving all around, visiting different people and up swinging by the jail. And as I drove around, we're in Iowa. There's been snow, ice, sleet. I drove by several cars in the ditch. And you know, kind of the title of today would be Life in the Ditch. I don't know, how many of you guys have ever been in the ditch? You know, as I drove by, I thought, boy, I'm glad I'm not in the ditch. But you know, I have been in the ditch a few times. I remember one time with my cousin Mick and Dan Mickle. We were on a gravel road, and I'm driving my old Rambler, and we went around a corner just a little too fast, and we went down into the ditch. And in that ditch instance, I hit the gas, and we were able to come back out of there and help both their prayer lives. Now, sometimes that's not always possible. Another time, my wife and I, we were headed south and hit a snowdrift. And, you know, I had a big Ram Charger and four-wheel drive, but hit a drift, shot me into the ditch, and I was stuck. There was nothing I could do to get out of it. And so a nice guy with a pickup stopped by and had his chain. He hooked onto my rear bumper, and he almost pulled half of my bumper off. It kind of turned at an angle then. And then he's like, oh, sorry, I can't get you out. Because you know, sometimes we end up in a ditch because we made poor choices in our life. We made poor choices and we end up out of work, out of money, in jail, and all these different situations because we made poor choices. We were going too fast, or we're going to maybe in the wrong environment. And so sometimes our friends come along and they try to help us out, and we end up more damaged than we were before. I had to wait for the wrecker to come along to get me out of there. I had to actually pay money to get out of the ditch. And then later on, I had to buy a hacksaw so I could cut out my bumper that was all torn up. See, sometimes you don't have to go. Sometimes you just make better choices. Slow down, do the right thing there, or sometimes do you have to be there that quick? So, if you're in the ditch this morning, praying for you, call the right people, get the right ones to help you out of the ditch, and then make choices that help you to not go back in the ditch. So I'm really thrilled this morning. I'm not in the ditch. I'm able to sit in the sunshine and drink a little coffee. Hey, thanks for being a part of Thursday Thoughts.